Hello and welcome to the Mortal Kombat Minute, the podcast where we analyze, criticize, and memorialize the 1995 film Mortal Kombat, one speechless minute at a time. I'm Phil Casper from philcasper.net.
I'm Spanish from GameFixShow.com.
And we are on minute number 26. This minute starts with a stone door opening to reveal a great banquet hall. And it ends with Shang Tsung approaching a throne.
Mm-hmm. So where we left off last time, the stone door, I guess I can't say two, it's the stone door, opens up kind of in the middle, and I referenced that door. What I've noticed is there was 8 different sides on it, and the way I looked at it is it represents each realm. The middle is the dragon that represents the island, Shang Tsung's island. That's kind of what I get out of it. But it doesn't matter because the door opens and we don't see it anymore. Well, until we see the other side. So the two beings walk through the door. They're carrying this long platter, and it looks like it has some kind of seafood on it. I think it kind of looks like giant shrimp.
It's not, yeah, we'll get into that a little bit later. We get a little bit better of a shot, I think, a few seconds later. But yeah, the beings are walking through the entryway here, and we start seeing this wider shot of this giant banquet hall. It's actually
I couldn't think of the word. I was like, mess hall?
No, like a banquet hall. It's actually referred to, I think, as the Great Hall in the script and also the novelization that makes sense. That I was able to find. And everyone in the Great Hall is just eating, having a good time. You hear some rabble going on, and see a bunch of similar plates of food.
Not to mention the drums and the music in the background right now.
Right. It sounds a little bit more festive, a little bit more upbeat. And in this feast that everyone is partaking in is referred to as the Feast of Heroes. That's a little bit of trivia that you pick up from the novelization if you read that. And also seeing this like wide shot as we're following the I'm gonna call them shadow priests because they're hooded. I refer to them as shadow priests. Okay.
You should call them.
Okay,
they are that.
and you see at the far end of this hall though, like a throne sitting on top of like this red carpet. It kind of reminds me of Shang Tsung's throne room stage in the Mortal Kombat games.
I think it should. I think yes. I think it really does pay homage to that.
And one thing I also wanted to note was that when we're going down the steps into this room, the entrance is flanked on both sides by these menacing looking gargoyle type creatures, like these statues. And I'm wondering, after what I saw with Reptile in the previous minute, I'm like, can these turn into monsters too? What are these things?
Yeah. I the way I look at them is that they kind of look like dragons because they have the big wings. They even have the talon on the end of the wing. You know, like almost. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
I don't know what you call that on the end of the wing. Pretty cool though. And as the two walk forward, you actually see 2 more shadow priests come out, and they both have platters.
They have small platters,
Small platters,
not as big ones,
not as big as that, right? But this is like the roast beast, if you will, of the meal. I feel like.
Exactly.
So you know what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah, yeah, of course, yeah. Except we don't have a Grinch yet.
No Grinch, no.
Grinch yet.
But okay.
Yeah, okay. So one thing I do want to ask: did you count how many people were at the tables? Because I'm like, this is a good roll call for all the different combatants that we have so far.
Yeah, I didn't catch them all, but I think I got like 15 in that room. I could be wrong, because what's happening is I see shadow priests too, so I don't know if I'm counting right or wrong. How many did you get?
So yeah, after my analysis, I counted 29 people across all 5 tables. I was accounting for the shadow priests. I examined different frames to make sure I wasn't like counting shadow priests when I was actually counting people. The table in the middle actually has the most people in the exact middle of the shot. It has 8 people total, 3 on each of the long sides, and then one on each of the like the shorter ends of the table. So 8 total for that one. The table in the upper left-hand corner has our main heroes, Liu Kang, Johnny Cage, and Sonya Blade. And then I think the remaining tables had an equal number of people on each side. But that left us with 29. But technically, there are going to be 30. But we'll get to that in a little bit.
Oh yes, I know you're talking.
That's where my mind went to.
The one shot that I noticed, because you see a long like a far shot of Kitana sitting there just kind of observing. It doesn't look like she's eating, probably because she doesn't. I would imagine she probably doesn't eat. She's 1,000 years old. She doesn't really die. Right? So she probably doesn't eat. But flanking her on each side, there's these kind of like these twisty pillars, and these heads of what look like panthers or tigers or something like that, but they are all snarling and they have fire inside of their mouth, which is cool.
Right. Yeah. Like I thought that was an interesting touch and like a nice decoration on the pillars. They could have made those pillars like very boring, just normal pillars, but they're very ornamental and interactive. It looks like with the flames.
As far as the aesthetic of this scene, there isn't any dialogue in this entire scene, at least this 1 minute that we have, but it almost doesn't even need it, because there's a lot of body language, there's a lot of looking, and there's a lot of, you just kind of know what's happening even though there isn't words happening.
Right. It seems like almost everyone's trying to size other people up, like just trying to figure out what's going on exactly in this scene.
But excitingly, we get to see Arlene again, so that's cool.
Yeah. In the next moment, he just comes up, pulls up a seat, and just sits down at the table with our other heroes. And this is where we get a better shot of the food of what may potentially be on the menu. And like you said, it looks like seafood is the main dish here. I think in the center there, it looks like maybe some prawns or something, some sort of big kind of crustacean shellfish type deal. I don't know like whether it's on a bed of vegetables or what. I don't know what else is lining.
It looks like a bed of some kind of vegetables or something like that.
Okay. And it looks like I'm looking at a still frame here. It looks like Sonya is holding like a fishtail of some sort.
Yeah, it looks like a mermaid's tail. Yeah, I was going to mention that. It's really kind of odd, but yeah.
Yeah, that's so weird. I don't know.
She didn't seem too upset about it.
Right. Yeah. No, she didn't seem too interested in it either, though.
No.
One thing I wanted to note, though, since we got on the subject of Arlene, in the script, this is where we would have also seen another character that made a later appearance in the Mortal Kombat game series. This is the earliest mention of the character Jade in the script. So this would have been a glimpse of Jade somewhere in the crowd here if she were to make it actually into the film.
Gotcha. I like that. After Arlene sits down, we get a close-up shot of Liu Kang kind of looking off to something, and then we see what he's looking at, and it's the beautiful Princess Kitana sitting there staring back at him. So we know that there's something between these two. We just don't know what yet.
Right, and as they exchange glances, then something catches Princess Kitana's eye, and she looks off.
And then so does Liu Kang.
He's like, "Oh, what's she looking at now?" And it's a shot of Rayden on the other side of on the outside of the banquet hall, as the door, the circular stone door starts to close. Yeah. And this is where we get a much better shot of a close-up shot of the stone door as it closes fully.
Totally.
So and I see like there are particular so we get a good shot of like the center dragon emblem on that stone door, and then 5 of those 8 emblems that are encircling it And now that you explain like the theory of like the different, those are all just the different realms, I'm wondering which symbol corresponds to which realm now. Now you have my
I
brain
don't
going
know.
that way.
It's really kind of hard to see. The one on the bottom is like kind of looks like a Buddha-ish character.
Yeah.
But it's hard to like even tell which is which.
Yeah, they don't make it very apparent.
No, they really don't. But I think it's almost implies that it does represent each realm. That's where I'm at.
I still really like that find. That's a great revelation. Good fine Spanish.
Thanks.
But yeah, as the door closes and we have, you know, the sound effect of the door being sealed, then the music kind of like takes an upbeat. The drums get a little bit more intense, and we find that foot soldiers start filing in, being led one row by Sub-Zero first, and then we have another shot, a wider shot of another row of foot soldiers being led in by Scorpion.
Yes.
And I was very excited to see that. I was like, whenever I was first seeing this as a kid, I was like really gung ho for Scorpion. I'm like, yes, let's go Scorpion. Come on. Totally. I know you're bad, but
yeah, it's fine. Whatever.
I want to see more of your powers.
Totally.
And as they're filing in, we then have another shot of just a wall. It looked like kind of like a grating wall or whatever. And a shadowy figure walking through. Second of this type of shot that we've seen so far in this movie, walking behind a gargoyle. And we don't know who that could potentially be, although, you know, we have some thoughts.
But then right at the very end of this minute, after we see kind of Sub-Zero kind of do like I don't know, like put his arms out, kind of whatever, we do see who that shadowy figure is, walking out to his throne, none other than Shang Tsung. So yeah.
And and this is just showing a different angle of the entire feast. We actually get a little bit of a better shot of some of the other like unnamed fighters.
Nobodies. You could say it. That's fine.
Nobodies. Okay.
Nobodies. Yeah.
We might be seeing them laid out in a montage sooner or later. We'll see.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
But yeah, I like how the role of the Shadow Priest has just been like diminished to like being waiters for all these people.
Yeah.
Like, I thought they would like, with them being Shadow Priests, like don't they hold like some sort of higher esteem other than being a servant?
Great question. I don't know.
One would think. What are those foot soldiers called? I didn't think to look it up before. Did you happen to find that name?
I don't really know. I think they're the Shadow Priests without the getup on. That's what I'm. I don't know. That's a great question.
Okay. Well, you know what? I'll save that for next minute. I'll do some research and see what I can pull up. Cool. One final note or like theory I have, going back to seeing all these different types of gargoyles, these statue figures. I'm wondering, could these potentially be just a nod to the demon race of the Netherrealm? I think they're referred to as the Oni. Is that right?
Oh yeah. Actually, no, that is a good catch. I would have to agree with you. That makes a lot of sense. Obviously, when it comes to Netherrealm, because Netherrealm is kind of the closest word to Netherrealm would probably be hell. So there is a lot of beings that could be like, you know what I mean, like
right,
kind of out there. And that would fit the bill.
And I recently, I mean, like in the past couple of weeks, I played through Mortal Kombat X, and the very beginning battle sequence of the storyline, there are these flying winged demons that take down helicopters and stuff. I'm like, well, here are winged demons in this scene here. So okay, is that where the connection is? I don't even know if the Netherrealm and everything was a glimmer in Ed Boon's eye when this movie was being made, but that's where my mind goes to.
Right. I think you're right. I think you're right on about that. Either that or they're from The Wizard of Oz, and we're just looking at the wrong movie. I doubt that.
Or we just needed some statues of some sort to help, set the scene here, so to speak.
No scarecrows in this movie. That's for sure.
Exactly.
Well, actually, now that I say it, well, we'll get there. We'll get there.
But other than that, that's all I have for this minute. I mean, kind of short, no dialogue whatsoever. Once again,
it's the first minute that we've talked about that had zero dialogue, which is interesting. So, I don't think there's another minute like it.
Yeah,
wrong.
Yeah, we'll find out. There might be some action sequences where there's no dialogue. Yeah, but outside of the action sequences, I don't think there's anything like that.
Yeah. I do want to say one thing, and it has nothing to do with the actual minute, but I do want to have our listeners please follow us on the Facebook page. We do have a Facebook page. You can actually see when we post the actual shows. Just look for a facebook.com/Mortal Kombat Minute. So easy to find. Boom. So please like it and tell your friends. That's it. Yeah.
There we go. And you know what? While we're at it, we don't do it too often, but if you don't mind going over to our podcast page on Apple Podcasts and leaving a review and like 5 stars, 4 stars, 1 star. I mean, if it's 1 star, leave us a review and let us know what you don't like about it.
If you've made it to minute 20, please give us 5.
Please give us 5 if you made it this far. But I mean, yeah, even give us a pity star, maybe.
Yeah, that's fine.
But yeah, reviews help us be exposed to other people who may also have similar interests. But yeah, thanks so much for listening so far. And that's all I have for this minute. What about you, Spanish?
No, that's it.
All right. Well, thanks again for joining us. Once again, I'm Phil Casper.
I'm Spanish.
And we'll see you next time on the Mortal Kombat Minute.